Hi everyone. Today I want to explain how bubble sort works because I learned it uh, just now. Actually, I have already learned some sorting algorithms back in college, but but in work I actually seldom use them directly, or I use the built-in sorted Python function directly instead of writing it by my own. But it is important to understand how algorithms work, so I think it is important to write the algorithms by myself and explain it. So first of all, we initialize a collection or a list which is not sorted. So you can say 5 is bigger than 2, but 5 is before 2. Now we we steps through the bubble sort functions. So first of all, there are two loops in bubble sort. The outer loop is is a is a loop that ends ends at the last item in the list or the collection. So here it is this two at the last, and the inner loop ends at exactly before I. So every time, every loop, every outer loop, we will find the largest item, and put the largest item at the last. So let's step through the first loop. Uh, Now I equals 0, and so j should loop through from 0 to length -1 minus I. So that is 5 minus 1 minus 0, it equals 4. So in this loop, j max is 4. So let's step through the inner loop. The first, uh, the first, uh, first thing in the inner loop we do is extract the two items from the list. The first item is jth item of the collection or the list, and the next item is next item after j. So here we can say that we extracted two items from the collection, Cj and Cj plus 1. The Cj is 0 and the Cj plus 1 is 5. And if we compare it, we can say that Cj uh, is less or equal to is not larger than Cj plus 1. So there is no need to swap these two items, but we step through further, and we can see that at this time j becomes 1, and the way the two items we extracted from the list is 5 and 2. But at this time 5 is larger than 2, so we need to swap the two items. So here it is, and now you can say we swapped the 2 and 5. 2 and 5, so 5 is after 2 now, and loops we loop through the inner loop, and we can say now 5 is moved again, and it is at after 3 now, and we loop again. Now you can say 5 is moved to the last item. That's how bubble sort works. Every time we move the largest item to the end of the list. But what about the next loop? We we know the next loop I becomes 1. It is in the outer loop. I becomes 1. And this at this time max j becomes length minus 1 minus I. It is 5 minus 1. It is 3 now. So at this time j max is at 3. So in the inner loop j max is at here and the next item is here. So in this loop the last item is at here. So I can predict that this loop, in this inner loop, after it finishes, the largest item in these four elements is 3, and the operations will move 3 to here. Okay, let's step through it and see how does it work like I said. Okay, you can say that the code moved straight to the last place. Okay, that's how bubble sort works. I hope I explained myself, and I mm, if you do not understand it at now, you can read the code and try to write it by yourself and test it and step through it like I did. It helps you to understand how the algorithm works. I hope I think if I can explain it, then I understand it, and you should do that too. You should explain it to someone, and that and if you can explain it clearly, that means you have understood the algorithm perfectly. Okay, thank you.